Hello there! Welcome to yoga class, and my name is Lindsay and I'll be teaching you today. We are going to need a blanket, and for those of you who have trouble catching hands, we'll need a strap. So let's start in child's pose and take your blanket and fold it into quarters so that it's more like a long bolster. So knees wide on your mat, arms out, and forehead to the blanket. So easing into our child's pose, tuck the tail, keep the toes touching, and if you're feeling your knees at all, widen the stance a bit. And then begin to rest into this posture. Rolling outer shoulders down, letting the head be heavy on the mat. And let your elbows be soft as well on the mat, so that you can feel as you roll the biceps up and then the outer shoulders come down, you can sort of feel a nice opening in the neck and clavicle area, kind of hollowing out the neck. Take some nice long deep breaths here. Observing how you feel, any sounds. Coming to the mat fully present in this moment, dedicating ourselves to some time with yoga to help open and release. Create an intention today as you sink your hips and become a little bit heavier on the mat. As you exhale, deepen the breath into the lower abdomen so you feel that lift of the pelvic floor and Uddiyana Bandha. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Deep inhale and exhale. Another breath, inhale and exhale. And gently walk your hands back. And what we'll do today is move into a belly bolster. So you're going to take this bolster and you can keep it in the quarter fold and just roll the bottom up about one roll, maybe two. Or what I like to do for a little narrower fold is fold it once more again. So it's pretty small, and then I roll the bottom up about half a roll or so. So belly bolsters are really, really good for twists, for low back pain, for the breath. So we're going to detox a little bit in this bolster and take some time to get to know our lower abdomen. So what you're going to do is lower yourself down and bring the bolster to about an inch above the pubic bone in the center midline under the umbilicus. And then lower the arms down. And just take a moment here to adjust your legs. Make sure the tops of the feet are down on the mat. The knees are down. Nothing is splaying out one side or the other. And then Let's take a little Sphinx pose here. Inhale, pull the elbows in, lift the chest. And then exhale, lower down over the bolster and walk your hands out in a prayer position, bringing the bridge of your nose face down to the mat so that the cartilage presses in and you start to feel the bone. See, already I've felt a crack in my back. So this is wonderful for low back pain. Also stagnation in the gut. It helps move lymph and any impurities in the gut. So try and relax. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's weird and painful. But try and bring your attention to your back body. Relaxing the back muscles, relaxing the legs, relaxing the glutes, the waist. And just relaxing the mind. You know, a lot of times our gut has a direct correlation to our mind, and our gut tells us a lot of things. So try and bring this into a full body awareness of that gut-brain connection and see if you can release a little bit more in this posture. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. Nice long deep breaths. If you need to adjust yourself or bring the bolster a little bit lower, I'm going to do that so that it's a little bit lower, just above my pubic bone. And then last breath here. And then staying where you are, just roll the abdomen over to the left a little bit. You may need to adjust the bolster to press a little bit more on the left side of the abdomen. So I'm just going to move it like an inch over to the left and then just let my body weight take me off to the side. And this is going to, this kind of comes around the rectus abdominis muscles. There are some big arteries that go through the lower abdomen into the groin. And just rest the head on the arm and take a couple more breaths here. Just enjoying the nuanced feeling and how this is going to help our practice so much today. Releasing the back, releasing the glutes. And last breath here. And inhale, coming back to center. Come back onto the elbows and move the bolster over to the right an inch or two. Adjust the legs, make sure the legs are straight up and down. Take your arms out in front in prayer, and then just gently let the body weight fall over to the right. Just opening up from left to right, the abdominal wall, the small intestine, large intestine. Just notice what this is opening up for you and what you are sensing, any emotions coming up, any gratitudes, any aha moments. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And let the body weight sink. Letting this kind of get in deeper. Good, and then let's return to center. Come up on the elbows slightly. Bring the bolster center. And so, giving 2 options here. We'll come to center, take a last few breaths in the bolster, face down. in center. For those of you who want the extra challenge, come onto the elbows, lift the chest, and bend the knees. Maybe bend one knee or bend the other knee. And then come into high cobra, lengthening the arms, pressing the pubis forward, tailbone down, lifting the chest, lifting the side waist. And then maybe reach one arm back, grabbing the outside of the ankle. And then using your balance, don't be afraid to use your core. Coming down a little to grab the outside of the left ankle, and then pressing back. So you can come into a bow pose here, for those who want that extra oomph in their bolster. Take a couple last breaths here. Releasing. And then inhale, walk the hands back, bend the knees, come back into child's pose. Whew. Wow, enjoy this feeling. Notice how it really opens up the pelvic girdle, the low back, the abdomen. Let's take an active child's pose, so bring your hands to the mat, lift the elbows, lengthen the waist, lengthen the back. And then inhale, lift the hips, tuck the feet, the toes, and come into your downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, bending one knee, and then the other. Good. And then inhale, come to plank pose. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin, or if you're feeling up to it, full chaturanga, cobra or high cobra, up dog, and downward facing dog. And inhale, coming to tabletop, bringing the left hand to the right corner of the mat, and the right hand comes underneath, kind of a variation of our twisted puppy pose. Just sit, lean back into the hips, and open up that left shoulder, bringing the left shoulder blade down, and then pressing the palm of the right hand outside your mat. Inhale, come up, switch. Right hand comes to the corner, left hand comes under, palm face down, and then just lean the hips back, roll the outer shoulder down, look under that right arm. Just enjoy the shoulder girdle stretch. Inhale, coming back up. Bring the left knee to the left wrist, and then the right knee to the palm, to the foot, and sit back in a twisted. We're going to kind of sit back, kind of get a little adjusted here from our bolster. So I have my left foot touching the inside of my right knee. Then I'm going to bring my left hand on the knee, on the left knee, and then my right hand is going to press into the heel of my foot as I pull my lower back muscles. I'm going to pull my my bones towards the right knee here. So I already felt this adjustment in my back muscles. Pressing that heel in and pulling the right waist back, the left waist towards the right knee. This should feel like a nice release for the back. Good, and let's switch. Hands back, both knees up. Bring the left knee down, right foot to touch the inside of the left knee. And then sitting up, bring the right hand to the right knee. Left hand, the heel of the hand comes to the sole of the foot. And as you press into the sole of the foot, twist slightly to the left and pull the left waist back, right waist forward. So we're using our arms to create that resistance as we twist to the left. And then see if you can undo some of the tension in your low back, right above your sacrum, the lumbar. Good. And then from here, hands back. Let's bring the right leg out straight and pull the left knee in so that the thighs are more or less parallel. Look at the foot, make sure that the heel is pretty much touching the outside of the left hip. And then walk the hands back. I'm going to adjust my sits bones, make sure the ball of my right foot is up, and then come to elbows. So I'm going to pull my left foot in, really start to feel that stretch on the left quad. So we're in Ardha Supta Virasana, reclined hero pose. And if you feel, this is a good place, just work this stretch. Otherwise, you can, again, press the heel of the hand, lie down, and bring the arms above the head on the ground, pressing the inner knee down. So you shouldn't feel your knee at all in this. If you do, then take like a washcloth. You can pause the video to get that and roll up the washcloth and put it into the pit of the knee. So that's always an option. Create some space in the joint. And exhaling. If you're in the Supta, coming up and sitting into our upright position. Exhale. Wrap that left foot around, bring it straight. And then come to the left side, bend the right knee, pulling the heel into outside the hip, making sure the quads are parallel, engaging that left leg long. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk the hands back till the forearms reach the mat, or to wherever you start to get a nice, good stretch on the right quad. So I'm going to pull my heel in a little bit more to bring the top of my foot more square on the right side. Maybe adjust my hips so that my right hip comes down, my left hip comes up, and then my sits bones are square. And then if you feel to go all the way into your Ardha Supta with the arms above the head, again pressing that inner right knee down, remembering our bolster to use that abdominal space to create length through the hip flexors and the low back, which will really help in all of our standing asanas and twists. Let's take a nice deep breath here. Good. And exhaling. Gently come up. You can use the heel of your hand on your right heel, forearms, and then to seated posture. And gently come over to the left side, undo your feet, and let's come to down dog. And just pedal it out for a moment here. And inhale, look step to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, strong legs. Heels down, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Coming into Tadasana, cinch the knees and toes together, tuck the tail, lift the spine. Just notice even in this posture how our body feels from the belly bolster. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, nice long spine. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands, right leg back, look up. Exhale, left leg back, plank pose. Let's do a vinyasa here. Exhale down. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, sweep it forward to the right wrist. Left foot comes down. Inhale, warrior one. Bend that right knee. Left heel, inward rotation. Tuck the tailbone. Reach the arms away. Good. Exhale, come to warrior two here. Nice wide stance. Lifting up through the hamstrings and groin to lift the chest. Look over that right fingertip. Let's reverse, inhaling, reach. You can look down at your foot or towards the ceiling. And then take that length coming into side angle. Right elbow to the right knee. Left hand can scoop the right buttock down. Twisting. Ooh, nice. Did you hear that? My back just cracked again. So the right palm of the hand is pressing down on the right quad. And then let's take that right arm. Sorry, my left hand is pressing down on the right quad. And then let's take that right arm by the ear. And begin to revolve in this side angle, the chest. So this is nice because we don't get scrunched up at all in the left shoulder. And then just energize that core. Bend into the right knee. Breathe into the back heel. Lengthen, inhale. And exhale, frame the right foot. Let's take a vinyasa here. Moving back into down dog. Take a couple breaths here. Lengthening torso away from the hands. Inner thighs rolling back. Evening out the tone in the back muscles. Inhale, left leg raises. Three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it forward to the left wrist. Right heel down, warrior one on the left side. So pull the abdomen back, internal rotation of the back leg. And lift as you turn the chest towards the left knee. Try and pull that left sits bone back and bring the right forward. Just notice any differences on this side. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Looking over that third finger of the left arm. See if you can lengthen up through the abdomen, pull the low ribs in. Back body, inflating the back body with the breath. Bend the left knee, reverse your warrior. I'm bringing my right hand around to the top of my left thigh. Reach. And then exhale, left elbow down. Looking behind you, keeping the chin tucked, and then pulling with your right hand the left quad down and to the right. And then let's lift the left arm by the ear. Bend the knee and revolve the chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, revolve. One more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, revolve. Frame the left foot and gently come into your vinyasa. Good. Find your down dog. Take another breath here. Exhale. Hop or step to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, folding. Squeeze the thighs up, relax the head. Lift the sits bones. Inhale, strong legs coming all the way up. Tuck the tail, come into a little back bend here. And exhale down. Good. It's coming into chair. Knees and ankles together. Sit back, bend the knees, and reach the arms up. If you have neck tension, bring those elbows wide into a cactus. Either hand position, lifting from the chest. Lifting through the chest, up towards the chin. Bring the weight in the heels, sit a little bit lower. Squeeze thighs. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands, come into plank. Vinyasa here. And make your way to down dog. Inhale, reach the right leg back. Sweep it forward to the right wrist. Let's come into crescent pose. So back knee is lifted. Inhale, sweep the arms up by the ears. And bend the right knee as you tuck the tailbone towards the right heel. But don't lose that tone in the left quad. Lift the left quad, press the back heel back. Can you make this into more of a back bend? Let's see. Rolling sides of the shoulders forward, lengthening the neck from the chest. And exhaling. Let's take this into left hand down, low twisting lunge. And exhale, vinyasa here. Facing dog. Inhale the left leg long. Exhale, sweep it forward to left wrist, crescent here. High lunge. Sweep the arms up and back by the ears. Lift the right quad, tuck the tailbone towards the left heel this time. See if you can get into more of a back bend. Wrapping the back body forward as you lift the chest and lengthen the back of the head. Can be quite difficult, but easy if we're in the breath. Exhale. Right hand down, left hand up. Baby twist here. Look up at the left hand. exhale, vinyasa. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, look forward, bend knees, hop or step to the top of the mat. And forward fold. Making our way to chair, bend the knees, scoop the fingertips, sit back, look up. Squeeze thighs, and then let's take this all the way up. Little back bend, and mountain pose. Good. Let's do a little balance here. So taking our left foot into the ground, tucking the tail, lifting the chest, bend the right knee, and grab it towards our body. So for those of you who are practiced or want to practice bringing the leg straight with peace fingers around the big toe, then the left hand comes to the hip and you're extending the right heel. For those who want just to work with this balance a little bit, drop the right hip, lift the knee higher, left hand comes to the knee, right hand twists around to the back. So, for those in the posture with the heel forward, you're going to be twisting to the left, opening the left hand to the back. Slow the breath, lift the chest, lift the heel. And exhale, coming back, bend the knee, pull the knee in, straight on center, and then drop that right leg. Okay? So a couple levels in that one. Let's find our mountain pose. Lift the chest, tuck the chin, drop the tail. And as you get heavier in the right leg, lift the left knee. Let's give our knee a hug for warm up. Those who are going to stay in this posture, right hand, once you find that good balance, right hand comes to knee, left hand moves back. Those who want more of a challenge with the balance, left fingers are, peace fingers are coming to the toe, right hand on hip, and you're lifting the heel away. And twisting over to the right. Take a couple more breaths here. See if you can find that mountain pose in the standing leg and lifting the crown. You can try both poses if you like. If you did it on the other side. Good. Inhale, come back to center, bend that left knee, give it a squeeze, and drop the left leg down. And shake it out. Good. Let's come into our chair. Inhale. It's back. Reach forward. And exhale down. Inhale halfway. Exhale. Place the hands. And come back to plank. Vinyasa. Down dog. Okay, let's take the right leg back, open up the hip, bend the knee, reach those toes, and then drop the right shoulder, square the shoulders as you reach the right leg away. Left heel is strongly pressing down. And square the hip. Sweep it forward to the right wrist. And let's come into crescent, taking the right arm under, left arm on top. Inhale, lift the elbows, lengthen the back of the head. And then exhale, come into, unwind your hands, bring the fingertips in a clasp behind the chest, lift the chest, bend into that right leg. And then let's twist this. Hands at heart center, rotate the chest over to the right until that elbow is hovering, and then bring it to outside the right knee. So using our core to first move over to the right, and then if you want to take your arms wide, you can. Don't, as long as you're not dropping that left hip, you're lifting through the crown, and my thumbs are at my heart center. So if your thumbs are by your right shoulder, press into those fingertips, bring the thumbs to the heart center. Good. And exhale coming up by crescent, and exhale coming down into vinyasa. Roll the shoulders back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, open up the hip, bend the knee, reach the feet away, drop that left shoulder, right heel comes down strongly. Toes are reaching, left hip is moving up and away, right hip is moving towards the back of the mat. Inhale, square the hips, and that left knee towards the chest. Bring the foot behind the left wrist, and high crescent. On this side, this time taking the left arm underneath the right. Actually, yeah, that's right. So place the hands, lift the elbows, tuck the chin, little back bend here. Release the clasp. And bring the clasp behind your sacrum. Roll the tops of the shoulders back. Tuck the tailbone. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Twist with your core over to the left. And then just hook that elbow outside the left knee. Lengthen the crown. Engage the right quad. Lift the right hip. And breathe. Lengthening with each inhale. Twisting with each exhale. Last breath, taking any variations. And vinyasa here. And inhale, let's drop the knees. And come back sitting on the heels. Bring the hands behind the hips. And then lift the knees. So you're getting a stretch in the front shins. I'm going to adjust my feet so that the tops of my feet are aligned. Lift the knees. It looks like it's harder than it is, when really you're just rocking your weight back, tucking the sits bones behind the heels. Good. And exhaling, come to seated. So, let's Let's take our hands to table, and I want to do one more twisting arm balance here. And so we'll come into first our short down dog. Let's bring the feet wider than the mat slightly. And pull the heels in, bend the knees, and come into malasana. So elbows are going to touch knees, knees are going to press into elbows. And try and do this without the block if you can. If your heels don't reach the ground, then bring that blanket under the heels. But use that pressure between the knees and elbows to lift the spine higher and open the inner groin, drop the tail. And I'm noticing to lift my chest a little bit more. So nice straight spine. And then exhale, hands down, lift the hips, knees outside triceps, come into crow pose here. Rocking forward, maybe one foot comes up and the other toes to touch. And then pull the elbows in as you lift the abdomen and the back body higher. So it's really coming from the center where we started on our bolster. Exhaling, malasana. Good. And then inhale, lift the hips. Let's do the feet together. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling. Let's come into chair. Bring the hands to heart center. And then drop the hips, lift the heels, and bring the hands to the left side of the mat, outside the mat. Hooking the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Left elbow comes to the left hip. And then we're rocking forward into side crow. So your left hip is on the shelf of the elbows. And it's more about rocking forward and just experimenting with gravity some. Okay, let's switch it to the other side. So coming back to center. Toes are together, heels are lifted. Move those arms over to the right side. And then plant the elbows outside the knee and the hip respectively. Palms down. Just get really low and crouchy. And then rock forward till you feel that engagement and the elbows can support the body weight. Okay, just have fun, something interesting and different, and then we'll come seated. This time we'll bring our feet together, knees wide, with the chest cobbler pose. Coming forward, if you need some support for your knees, like a blanket or a pillow, certainly bring that. I like it without support because then I can use the strength in my muscles to lengthen them. So the outer edges of the feet are pressing in, knees are moving down, chest is lifting, and come forward over the feet. Elbows back. Like chaturanga elbows, waist and chest moving forward. Good. And exhale down. Bring the knees together. And have your strap. You didn't have it the last time. We'll take, this is for folks who want to use a strap. We'll do that, okay? So we're going to start on the right side, so bring the right knee up. Left hand comes outside the left hip, and then we're going to lift the right arm and come forward. So we did this before. This is Marichyasana A. The right arm's reaching towards the left toe, and then we're moving it across, rolling the shoulder down, thumb rotates down, and then until we can't rotate it anymore, we're bending the elbow. That's going to bring it around the shin, and then the left hand's going to come around to meet it. So if you need the strap to grab that bind, then grab the strap in the right hand to bring it around. If you don't need the strap, your right hand is catching the left wrist. Once you have that catch, left quad is rolling inward, chest is lifting, right inner thigh is coming towards the shoulder, and we're dropping the right hip. Such a simple posture, and it's quite difficult at the same time. So be where you are and use the breath to get deeper into this pose so you really feel the enjoyment of it. Good. And exhaling, let's switch sides. Right leg comes long. Adjust the hips. Come to the sits bones, bend the left knee. Side so you can see. Left heel comes to the glute, right hand comes back, left arm reaches forward towards the right toes. And it's okay, my left knee is coming out a little bit. Really find that length in this forward fold. And then move the arm laterally towards the left, bringing the knee to the shoulder, roll that shoulder down. So imagine I'm taking the top of your shoulder and your tricep and rolling it down. Thumb rotates down. When you can't rotate anymore, just bend the elbow and take the grasp. So those with the hands, left hand is grabbing right wrist, or the fingertips if you can't reach as far as that. Left hand can also grab the strap so that the right hand can reach. And then you're rolling that right thigh straight up and down. Left knee coming in towards the torso, left hip coming down. And really get into this posture so that you're feeling this through what we've worked on with our belly bolster, our low back. Good. Nice open chest, open heart. Let's take a nice relieving breath here. And exhale, release. Bring the legs straight. And then let's bend the legs and come towards our tabletop and finish out with pigeon pose, okay? So bring the left knee to the left wrist and then walk back to pigeon prep. Keep the back toes tucked under and then the arms can lift the torso to find that balance in the center. So for your pigeon, you're going to want to, if you have the flexibility to stay centered, with both hips, go ahead. If you're feeling your hip or your knee or something, come to the left side of the body and just bend that back leg, lying over top the inner left knee. For those with a little more flexibility, or you're just feeling ambitious today and you're keeping the hips level, you can walk your hands forward. And for those who want even more challenge, bring that heel parallel to the knee. And that'll get it into the hip even more. So I hear a lot of my students saying, oh, this is the best pose, we never get to do this pose, it feels so good. So enjoy how this feels as a counter posture to our twists. Elbows down, palms in prayer, forehead down. And I'm also going to untuck my back toes. And then just feel into that left hip. Breathing. And it's interesting, since we did so many twists on the belly bolster, I feel this more in my outer hip than I do in my groin or my front hip. So that's pretty cool. Something to keep in mind for next time. Inhaling, get a little longer as you exhale, and just release a little bit more. Relax the shoulders. Relax the upper body. Take a nice deep inhale, last breath. Press the hands back up. Gently rock to the left side, bend the back leg. And make your way to downward facing dog. Slowly in your time, stretching the legs, backs of the knees. Pedaling the feet or lifting one leg and the other. Counter pose that feels good. Let's take this to the other side, bending the right knee. Coming into pigeon on the right side, back toes are untucked. Hands are helping to ease the hips back. Of course, if you feel your hip or your knee, we don't want that, so come on to the right side and then keep that back leg bent a little bit more so that you can lie over the inside of the right thigh. And then if you're feeling a little more flexible today with some of this stuff and you want to take it to full pigeon, you can take whichever variation you took on the other side. Although our hips are different from one side to the other. So pay attention to that and be generous with where your body is right now. We never want to push our body from a place of force. We want to invite our body, release and surrender our body to a place of expression and beauty and self-love. So keeping in mind where our intention is coming from, how open our heart is, can be the conduit and the door to a deeper asana. hands in prayer, forehead melting. Relax the shoulders, drop the tail. Slow the breathing down. And take a couple more breaths here, deepening the breath. See if you can relax the shoulders and bring your awareness energy into the lower abdomen. Last breath. And inhaling, coming up, using the arms, rocking to the right side, bending the back leg, swinging around, and then let's come on our backs and make our way to Shavasana. And you can take any variation if you'd like to do Happy Baby or any sort of little bridge pose to just prep you for your Shavasana. Yogi's choice. Once you feel comfortable, just make sure there's no areas of any pain. Maybe bend the knees, or you can take a blanket under the knees or underneath the hamstrings. But hopefully our pigeon prepped us nice and well so that we're really able to fall back and relax. Integrating and weaving together this practice into our day with grace, love, and a word of your choice. Peace in the heart. Just letting the body get heavier and heavier into the mat. And staying in this posture for another 5 minutes or so. Signing off. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.